All right, we are back. We are back. Week 9, Fantasy Pro Insider, True Fan Sports. Back to the running backs, tight ends, and more information to get you that win this week. Maybe get a little money in your pockets if you're a gambling guy. We're gonna get off with the running backs and tight ends guru. You want to kick this off?
Sure. I'll get us rolling here.
All
We're going
right.
to start off with the running backs here. Number one, we're going to go with the Saints, Alvin Kamara. Number two, Dalvin Cook. Number three, we're going to have Austin Eckler of the Chargers. Number four, Jonathan Taylor of the Colts. Number five, Aaron Jones of the Packers at the Chiefs. Number six, Ezekiel Elliott. Number seven, Joe Mixon. Number eight, Daryl Henderson. Number nine, Cordarrelle Patterson. Again, get him in the lineup. And number 10, Josh Jacobs of the Raiders at the Giants.
All righty. Well, we'll see if this guy comes back, from the if he gets some negative results coming in soon. Maybe we can get him in that lineup. Saquon Barkley coming in next at 11, so keep your eye out there with the Giants football team. Number 12, Elijah Mitchell with San Fran. 13, Damien Harrison out of New England. 14, Nick Rubber Chubb out of Cleveland. 15, I hope this guy comes back. CMC, please. CMC, it's crunch time for me, baby. It's crunch time for me. Get
Mr. Christian, your time has come.
I'm talking to you
It's
personally
like your
right
song
now.
from Night Ranger.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. All right. 16, Myles Gaskin out of Miami, followed by 17, Khalil Herbert from the Bears. Number 18, Michael Carter out of the New York Jets, followed by David Johnson at number 19. He'll probably get some more reps this week with Mark Ingram being gone now over a week now. He'll get more reps. And then coming in at number 20, that's going to be Chase Edmonds out of Arizona.
Indeed. Okay, at number 21, we have A.J. Dillon of the Packers at the Chiefs. Number 22, James Conner of the Cards. Number 23, Melvin Gordon of the Broncos. Number 24, Zach Moss of the Bills at the Jags. Number 25, Chuba Hubbard of the Panthers. And if McCaffrey's not able to go, then bump him up your rankings, at least 5-6 notches easily. 26, Tony Pollard of the Cowboys against the Broncos. Number 27, Daryl Williams of the Chiefs. Number 28, Boston Scott of the Eagles. Number 29, Devin Singletary of the Bills. And then number 30, we're going to go with Dernis Johnson again. His time is running out to be a useful member of that offense. They're going to have both of their backs. Hunt should be back pretty soon, so use the earnest while you can.
Yep. All right, keeping it going. 31, Javonte Williams out of Denver. 32, Alexander Madison out of Minnesota. Followed by 33, Devonta Freeman out of Baltimore. James Robinson coming back with the Jags at 34. Jordan Howard, remember that name, Bears fans. Remember that name, Jordan Howard, who's now in Philly still. He's coming in at 35, so keep your eye on him. He's a touchdown machine in that red zone area, so especially within the 10, he's definitely going to be getting in that end zone. We'll talk more about him a little bit. 36, Kenyon Drake out of the Raiders. Kenyon Drake. Yep. 37. He's back. The old man, 36, 37 years old, whatever he is. Keep an eye on Adrian Peterson if you can get him. If he's on the waivers, go ahead and get him on your team. Okay, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna carry that football team with the rest of those guys. So the guru will give you more info on him there. 38, Kenneth Gainwell out of Philly. 39, Mark Ingram out of New Orleans. And then coming in at 40, Devontae Booker out of New York Giants. Okay. We'll keep this thing moving right along. Guru going with the tight ends. Coming in at number 1, Travis Kelsey didn't have a good game last week, but we talking Travis Kelsey still, okay? Still in your number 1 tight end. Mark Andrews, number 2 with Baltimore. Coming off a bye week, he'll be ready to go. Darren Waller coming off a bye week with the Raiders. He should be healthy. Make sure he's in that lineup. Yep. 4, Kyle Pitts out of Atlanta. Followed by Noah Fant out of Out of Denver, keep an eye on him. Noah Fine, not sure if he's maybe end up going on the IR, but we'll keep an eye on Noah though. 6 got Dallas Goedert out of Philly, followed by C.J. Uzama out of Cincy. Number 8, Mike Gesicki out of Miami. Dalton Schultz coming in at number 9 out of Dallas. And we're gonna look at we're gonna go out to Arizona with number 10. That's gonna be Zach Ertz.
Yes, indeed, Zach Ertz. He gets out to Arizona 1 week and has his longest touchdown of his career playing out there. So he must like the desert. But keeping along, we have number 11, Hunter Henry. Number 12, Tyler Conklin of the Vikings. Number 13, a new entry here, and he's been playing pretty well the last few weeks. Pat Freiermuth from the Steelers playing against the Bears. Number 14, Mo Ali Cox out of Indianapolis Colts. Number 15, Tyler Higbee of the Rams. Number 16, David Njoku of the Browns. Number 17, Evan Ingram. He had two weeks in a row. He's had a touchdown now for the Giants, playing at home against the Raiders. Maybe, hopefully the Raiders can shut him down. Yeah. Number 18, Donald Parham of the Chargers. Number 19, Dan Arnold of the Jags, home against the Bills. And rounding out the top 20 is Tommy Sweeney of the Bills at the Jags.
Okay. All right.
What we can do is to touch on a few of our touching points with the running backs. And we'll start off with Jordan Howard.
Okay.
We've had a fair share of one Jordan now, too.
Okay.
Jordan Howard playing the Chargers. The Chargers are giving up the second most rushing yards, 1,116 per yard, or total yards on the ground so far this year. That's 5.1 yards per carry. That's the league high. That's the league high. If Hurts will allow him to run the ball instead of taking all the running opportunities himself, Howard will do what he can to keep the Chargers off the field. He's also a red zone machine. He's already got his second touchdown back with the Eagles. He got a touchdown last week. And they just are right back to in the comfort zone with Howard. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is Gainwell's last week as a starter if he doesn't come up with something special. So definitely keep your eyes on Jordan Howard. He's one you can get off the waiver wire, and he's gonna get you some good points this week for sure. That said, we're going to talk about Adrian Peterson and the accident that happened to Derrick Henry. Okay. Unfortunate, they were running the man ragged out there. He had 219 carries in 8 games. He was on course, on pace to have 450 carries and 2,400 yards. Now the record is like 407 carries, I believe, and 2,205 yards. I think that's the record that Dickerson set years ago. He was on pace to shatter both of those. So there's no wonder that his foot gave out. Now he's having for surgery. Now they hope he can be back before the end of the season. They said he should be back if they make the playoffs. That he'd be back for playoffs, hopefully by week 16. They said that he could potentially be back. But instead of paying attention to that, let's worry about Peterson for now.
Yeah. What can AP do, Guru? What can AP do?
If you want him, you're going to have to get him now. I don't recommend him playing him in week 1. He's going to be getting up to speed on the offense, and they're going to play the Rams, who were not just enough trouble on defense already, and then they picked up
Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller, the linebacker. Yes, and they're just going to be a nightmare defensively for running backs, and for goodness sake, quarterbacks are going to be in fear. So, but getting back to Peterson, he doesn't need to carry the ball 27, 28 times a game like Henry was. If they can get him between 18 and 22 a game, get him averaging 4 yards a carry. That's what he was doing in Detroit last year. with a much worse offensive line. Detroit's offensive line was terrible, and he was still averaging over 4 yards a carry. So there's still room. There's still upside for the man. He's still got some left in the tank. Didn't go through training camp. He didn't go through the 2-a-days. He didn't. So he's fresh, as fresh as a 36-year-old could be. Anyway, after he gets up to speed, after you kind of, if you try to wait, he's not going to be around long. He's not going to be on the free agent wire long. If he's probably already scooped up most places anyway. Like I said, they just need to keep the ground game intact enough to keep the receivers from having to get double teams. That's all they need. If the defenses are able to drift back and play double teams in a zone out there, it's going to change their offense. Their offense is a run-first offense that opens things up. The run opens the pass up for them. And then they'll still be able to pass effectively regardless, but it just won't be as effective as their normal offense is if they have to rely on a pass-first offense. And that's why they bring somebody in like Peterson, who's gonna be able to do that for them. Is it going to be as good? No, but it'll be effective. It'll still be a similar version of their same offense, and hopefully it doesn't cost them any W's down the road. And fantasy wise, a definite mid to low end number 2 and a flex option. Definitely keep him on your radar. And like I said, if he's out there, scoop him up.
Okay. All right.
And we can, let's see. Josh Jacobs. I want to talk about Josh Jacobs for a minute here for the Raiders. Coming off a bye after suffering that chest contusion in week 7. He was playing. He had a nice stretch of games there, three nice games in a row before he banged up that chest. And now he's not on the injury list. So he's 100% healthy. He's ready to go. They're playing the Giants, whose Giants defense is pretty generous against the run. They've given up over 1,000 yards in 8 games, 4.5 yards a carry. They've given up 7 touchdowns on the ground, and they have only forced 1 fumble. So you don't have to worry about them, knocking the ball out of your running back's hands at all. Ball security there. You do have a little bit of a timeshare there. With the Raiders, but Josh Jacobs gets his amount of carries. He's going to be safe. Look for him as a low-end number 1 running back this week, and you definitely want to get to him. He's a must-start for sure against those Giants. And this week he's a number 1 for sure.
Okay. What about Nicole Hardman? What do you think?
Nicole Hardman, well, it's the same situation with him as the tight end there. Nicole Hardman is getting four. He's been getting 4 targets a game over the last 4 games, but he hasn't scored a touchdown in 5 games. So I'm looking for him. They have something to prove there. That offense, the whole team does really, but they're playing a high-powered offense. Even though Rodgers isn't there, I would still look for him and Nicole Hardman to get his 7+ carries or targets. I think he's going to pull in 5 of them, and he's going to get in the end zone. I think he's going to get a score on one of his completions. And with Kelsey, his struggles have been.
Yeah, what's going on out there?
I mean, well, the first 3 weeks, the man put up 51 fantasy points, 17 points per game. If that's point per reception, 23.7 points per reception. For 5 weeks since, he's only had 30 points, averaged 6 points a game, and 11.8 points per reception. And that's not why you're drafting. That's not why you're drafting Kelsey in the second round. You need, you're dependent on him. You can put up with a stinker every once in a while. This is 3 straight. He is. He's actually it's 5 straight. 1 touchdown in the last 5 weeks. 30 points total. In the non-point per reception leagues. That's not cutting it. They have to work him into the offense. They have to make it, and that goes hand in hand with, I believe, the Chiefs' overall struggles. They've been struggling to get wins. It seems like they've had Kelsey taken out of their offense. They need to, if they got to force feed that guy the ball and give him 12, 15 targets just to make sure that the offense is clicking the way that it always has. Because if he's not going, that offense obviously is stagnant. They're not as good as they're not as good. Obviously, we've seen it 5 weeks now. They're struggling. They're 500 now, and they're taking on a team that could put a hurting on them. So you don't want to be 5-4 and have to win 8 or 9 games down the stretch just to creep into the playoffs. So they're going to have to get Kelsey back involved, and let's see the elite Travis Kelsey, the elite numbers from the man that we're used to, the 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's the kind of game that he needs to have, not only for your fantasy, but for the Chiefs in general, for them to get back on track to be that elite offense. They're not the elite offense unless Kelsey's going. Now you could say that has a lot to do with their running game. Their running game has struggled since Clyde Edward-Helaire went out, but it's really it starts and ends with Kelsey and with Hill.
Okay.
But and you got to have both of them. Obviously, one guy getting 180 yards and a touchdown, or 125 yards and 2 touchdowns, it's not enough. They have to find a way to incorporate both these guys to get them going, and then the rest of that offense just it runs like a brand new sewing machine once it happens. So that's the fix, is to get Kelsey going, and the rest of their season should be just fine. They also added a defensive player on that team, but that's neither here nor there. But they needed some help defensively, and they added some help. But Kelsey needs to they need to get him rolling. So that's how it's going to fix.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, there's no need to worry about Kelsey. He's in your lineup. He's the number 1 guy. Keep him in your lineup. No worries there. He'll be right back at it though. So anyone else, Guru?
One thing we haven't mentioned: bye weeks. The Lions, the Seahawks, the Bucs, and the Washington football team. They're on a bye. So if you have any of those players, especially any of those Tom Brady receivers, you got to patch them in as best you can to fill them in. Hopefully after the bye they come back and Brown and Gronk are back healthy.
Well, Guru, let's do this. I mean, since we're talking about bye weeks, how about give me one, if not a sleeper or someone that with 4 teams on a bye week, who should guys be looking at? How about we start with the QBs? Anyone that any guys that they should be looking at with the QBs, Guru?
Well, definitely Jordan Love, just because of the offensive weapons they have, and the fact they're playing against a high-powered offense. So the propensity there is to play catch up, or at least keep, maybe not catch up, but just keep pace with them. So hopefully that's good. I like Matt Ryan to bounce back. He had a stinker of a game last week. I mean, that thing stunk like dead fish. He was terrible. And a lot of that had to do maybe a little emotional problem with the team having a little letdown because of Calvin Ridley having his problems. You got a teammate and a friend that's going through some emotional trouble, and they all played like they were flat, and maybe they were just a little down because of what was going on with Calvin. Who knows? Just conjecture. I know that when I had teammates in the past that were struggling and with an issue like that, it always wears on you. It does. And I like Carson Wentz of the Colts against the Jets to be a number 1 quarterback this week. That's one more thing. Baker Mayfield. They're playing the Baker Mayfield. They're playing the Bengals. The Bengals can be torched. So if he's going to have a big game, it's going to be today. If Odell Beckham Jr. is going to have a big game this year, it's going to be this week. If not, if they can't light up the worst team in the NFL defensively, you don't deserve to be in the NFL. That's how you make your bread and butter, is beating up on the bad teams, and that's what should happen this weekend.
All right, give me a receiver.
All right. How about why don't you give us a couple of running backs?
Oh, you want me? Okay, you want me to get
Yeah,
it
why
then,
don't you give
huh?
us a
Okay.
couple running backs? Yeah.
Okay, let me get back to my RB rankings there. Let's see, a couple of running backs. Let's see, we've got bye weeks, Lions, Seahawks, so running back. So we've got Swift out, we've got
Fournette,
Fournette out. Okay, so then
Gibson.
yep. So let's say looking at some matchups here. Um, it's a tough one this week. This is a tough one. I like Damien Harris against the Panthers out in New England. Like just keep an eye on that guy, and I think I like Josh Jacobs out of coming back from the bye week against the New York Giants. Even though they're on the road, the Raiders are hitting a lot of adversity with the John Gruden thing and now the Henry Ruggs. I think this new coach will still put them together. I think we're gonna see a heavy load from Josh Jacobs, so he will be my guy for this week. Him and Damien Harris out of New England.
Yeah, New England's had Damien Harris has had 3 nice games in a row. He's the number 4 overall running back in non point per reception leagues. He's averaging 20 a game, and
Okay.
for the past 3 weeks. So yeah, that's a heck of a guy to peg and get him into your lineup. Um, they're playing the Panthers, who's they're not a pushover, but they're not a juggernaut. They can be ran on, and Harris is he's put up like I said, he's averaging 20 a game for the past 3 weeks. So that look that continued. That's a very nice catch there, Mr. Warden.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to do it for us for
All right.
week 9.
Okay, man. Hey, this was some good info, man. I think the fans out there is gonna like what they got from you this week, Guru. You gave them some insight there with some
Hope so.
with some new signings from some guys possibly getting taken from the waivers, such as Deshaun Jackson, a guy to keep an eye out on, Adrian Peterson, a guy to keep a lookout on, Jordan Love maybe looking to get into the lineup. So some good information, Guru. I like what you got. The fans like what you got. We'll keep this party rolling. Fantasy Pro Insider, True Fan Sports, baby. Once again, we do it again. Week 9 rankings. We're closing out. Signing off. The Warden, the Guru. That's how we do it. Peace, love, happiness to us all. Any last words, Guru?
Just best of luck this weekend. Well, best of luck starting tomorrow night. But best of luck this weekend. I hope hope I did give you guys some information you could use, and don't forget to set your clocks back.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Fantasy Pro Insiders, True Fan Sports, baby. Peace.